We tell our kids to reach out and include others and be a good friend. But what about us? Somewhere along the line, many of us stopped taking our own advice. This is Time to Dad. Today we're talking about the friends we've had and the ones we've lost.
It's Time to Dad.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Time to Dad. I'm here with Jason and JT. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us for a little bit. Let's start with a check-in, I guess. Tonight, I think we're kind of hinting around a general theme of friendship, both for kids and for yourself as a dad. Do you guys have any good lessons you've talked to your kids about friendship? Do you have any insight about how your friendships stand as a dad? Do you have a large friend pool? Do you have a small friend pool? Do you have no friend pool? And then maybe when you notice that kind of shift, if your friend pool is a little smaller now, which I feel like it's that way for most dads, right? So you guys got any insight on that, or any influences that maybe kind of put your friendships where they are today?
I myself, I tend to be an isolationist. I mean, I have people I'm friendly with, but I don't. It's hard to really call too many people my friends. I had to learn a long, hard lesson. It's friends typically only stick around as long as you got something to offer them. But that's just one of my own personal lessons. And I do worry about Jasper. I mean, right now he's 2, so teaching him about friendship, it's as simple as, oh no, you have to share, don't bite, don't hit, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's still in that simplified stage of it.
Right. It's just be sweet, be nice.
Yeah, everybody's your friend.
But I have, it was a number of things. I'd like to say mostly it's just because I'm jaded. I've got a lot of bad experiences with people in general, just, people showing their true colors, leading you to believe that they're one thing and they're not that way. So I just tend to stay withdrawn, family, people I work with, people at the fire department. We talk every now and then, but it's hard to say I really have friends. The only people I've really been able to say I can count on are my wife, my family. And I'm not sure how to approach that topic with Jasper when that time comes. Obviously, I don't want to make him jaded when he's 6 or 7 and just tell him all people suck, all people are bad. Obviously, that's not a good thing.
I don't think you have to worry about that, though. I think kids are... It's a different animal when you're an adult and you've kind of been through the walks of life and you're just where you are because of everything that's happened in your life so far. I think it's easier for an adult to just immediately be able to write off people, or know you're not going to click with somebody, or just know the personality is not like a fit for who you're trying to hang out with. But kids, it's a little different, man. Kids will be friends with some kid they meet, at the mall who has a bouncy ball, and they run over and they let them play with it for 2 seconds. That's like, for the next week, that's like their best friend, and they want to go back and see them. Like, kids are so funny, dude. They just gravitate towards each other because I think it's partially because of the energy, right? But when you're an adult, right, you've been through everything, so you know who you want to associate with, who you don't want to associate with. I mean, I would say for me, I'm just a picky son of a bitch, and I really don't. I don't like people that have like no common sense. I don't like hanging out with men that are like not men, if you know what I mean. They're a little more on the feminine side, or a little less rough around the edges. And I think the hardest thing for me to get through is that awkward stage where you meet somebody new and you're just talking about stupid shit because you're at a cookout and you don't know each other and you got to talk about something. I can't.
Fuck the small talk.
It's hard for me to get through that, and I'm not. I used to be way more like extroverted, and now just being older, I mean, life is just my energy level's not the same, so I'm not as outgoing. I'm not as willing to put up with stupid shit and kind of muddle through the nonsense to get to like an actual friendship. So I probably sabotaged myself a little bit there by not, giving things a shot. But I don't know. It was a really gradual change, I would say. I mean, from like the point of college onward, people just kind of slowly went their own way. And some of that was because I just got tired of bullshit and drama. Some of that was just like weird cliquey friend shit. And, they became friends with people I didn't want to associate with. May or may not have gotten in a couple fights at friends' summer cookouts because people say stupid shit. When I was, probably 23, 24, 25. But all that shit kind of led me to where I am, where I don't like dealing with the bullshit. And I feel like within the first 2 minutes of talking to somebody, I can either say yay or nay. Right. But then there's the other side of it, JT, which we were talking about before we started recording, where my wife is not like she's not a overly girly girl. Like she can get dolled up, get her nails done, wear fancy dresses and skirts and all that shit. She can do that. But she's also very much like a outdoorsy woman, a rough around the edges woman, a woman that played a lot of sports. So she's not into the girly ditzy stuff and things like that. So sometimes it's a clash where I may get along with somebody's husband, but then we get together and the wife is there and Jen's like, the fuck, like I don't want to hang out with these people, and that's part of marriage. Like you got to compromise. So happy wife, happy life. But so sometimes that's part of the issue, is that I may get along with the husband, but Jen just doesn't have anything in common, doesn't click with the wife. So that kind of puts the kibosh on it. But that's kind of where I'm at with friendship. I mean, I have two really, really, really good friends that I've been friends with for quite a while. And one of them lives down in Alabama. The other one lives in Tennessee. So I don't get to see them crazy often. But those are the guys I'll just text out of the blue and be like, hey guys, how we doing? Just to check in on them. And we do that kind of shit all the time. And those guys are like my ride or die guys, but that doesn't help that, I'm here and they can't come over for like a fucking garage beer or something on the weekend or whatever. There's a distance thing at play. What you got?
I was just going to say, I think the biggest thing is, the biggest thing that keeps me from making new friends is finding people that are equally yoked. You want to surround yourself with people with the same type of energy, same values, and especially as a married person. Obviously, I don't make it a point to go hang out with a whole bunch of single guys. That can eventually cause trouble somewhere down the line. So
no hanging out with
Jason. Thing is just
you party animal.
My biggest thing is just finding somebody who keeps the same type of values and mindset.
Yeah.
What you got, Jason?
Well, to me, I think this episode is going to come out on Friday, so I'm just going to get it out there. But
it comes out Saturday.
Comes out Saturday. It's it's a very Friday Saturday, but it's going to come out then. Saturdays, everyone check. It's a big release. But this week I lost a friend, and I think we're going to do less than 20 minutes of 20 seconds rather of honoring this friend, and then we can move on. But I think to a lot of people this week we lost an iconic.
I just caught on to what the fuck you were doing. I was like, wait a minute, is he serious? Oh, Lordy.
R.I.P. Ozzy. R.I.P.
I mean, dude was cool, but it was not my jam.
But he outlived Richard Simmons. He outlived, he didn't outlive Jesus. Who's the guy from Zeppelin or Aerosmith who's still alive? Keith Richards still alive. There's people out there that are still alive.
That's because Keith Richards just doesn't fucking age.
Well, that was Ozzy for a while, man. I mean,
dude, he's got so much Botox, man. When he does go, he's just gonna be standing stiff as shit.
These guys put a beating on that frame, and God, but they're.
Dude, did you see anything live from his show? Damn it, we're gonna go on a tangent here, but did you see anything live from his last show? Like he was looking rough, man.
Of course, no, he was gone. He was on his way out.
I mean, bro, for sure. I get it
for sure. But I mean, he probably.
I'm glad he got that show. Dude, I'm glad he got that show in and got that last hoorah and
a tribute to.
That's got to be cool to know you made it to that show for all the people that were able to go and stuff, man.
Have you ever seen the last Elvis performance? It's pretty intense. He does and at least the last one that they have filmed. But yeah, he did Unchained Melody, and he's on the piano because he can't dance or anything, and there's literally a guy there wiping his brow because he's sweating, and he's massive, dude, but fucking belts out that Unchained Melody. YouTube that's a good. But
okay.
As far as friends, what were you at on? We 10 minutes here. I mean, I don't want to get off topic, but
13 minutes, but we spent the first 4 minutes going through silly shit. So
yeah, so
prior to the episode.
So let's do a real talk. Why dads actually lose friends. I think that's a good segue. But you've got the impact of being a dad: less time, more responsibility. You got fear, vulnerability, not understanding what's actually happened, big transitions in your life, maybe marital problems. I wouldn't know anything about that.
I think the big one for me, and I feel like it's probably for a lot of dads, is if you had a group of friends that either decided to not have kids or they waited later to have kids. I feel like when you have a kid, if you don't have friends having kids within 1 or 2 years of that, it's like parting the red fucking seas, man. Especially if they're not kid people, they will be gone with the wind, dude, out of your life. I don't do this kid shit. I think that's a pretty big one. I have three or four friends that they're married, but they don't want kids or they don't have kids. So, I think that's a huge thing because if we go out, we want to go somewhere. We want Emerson to be with us, right? We're a family, so we want to do kid shit. Take him somewhere he can have fun. And if you got a friend that doesn't have kids, they're like, I'm not. I don't want to go do. I want to go to
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
or, go to the zoo.
Yeah,
yeah. I think my biggest problem is it's not so much that they don't have kids. I think most of it's because my wife and I we had kids so late in life. Most of the people that I went to school with, that I was friends with.
Wait, how did I forget your age again?
I'm 37.
Yeah, so you're fucking younger than me. You're
better than Ozzy. You're so old.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's I have friends that I went to school with that have kids that just graduated high school.
I had Emerson. Emerson was born when I was 31, 32. So, I mean, you're not that far behind the curve.
Well, I don't know. It's about 16, 17 years. Like I said, I got people my age.
You don't understand.
They're fucking like rabbits in Texas.
You don't understand Texas, all right? If you haven't, if you have not sired 8, they got farms and stuff. You got to have kids out working that field. If you don't have about 4 kids by 24, you're really, your business model is out the fucking window. So, I mean,
if you don't have a fully staffed farm, you're behind.
Your 401k is how many, just line them up. You keep adding.
No, but no, but
that's
no,
the problem. You don't have a farm. That's all.
Oh,
well, no, I just see it.
They don't just give you a farm when you're born. You don't just get one.
Yeah, here's some property.
I bet you there's enough wasted Texas out there. It's like where I own a piece of Scotland. I got like a little thing that says I own some.
Oh, you did that
Scotland.
thing. So
I bet you there's
Scottish Lord.
There's a whole lot of nothing going on in Texas somewhere, man. There's some wasted space. I bet you they could have handed you an acre, and they could hand everybody an acre. And if you really want to go farm, bumfuck Texas. I just thought they just gave everybody an acre. That was how it worked.
No, not quite how it works. But no, I just so my friends were the people that I used to hang out with and be friends with. They have already experienced what I'm experiencing now, where pretty much everything is about.
Oh, man down. Where'd you go? Nope, I got nothing. Something died. Can you hear us? Because we can't hear you. I'll snip this out, by the way.
Yeah.
Should I talk while you're going through this? Nope.
All right.
Did you unplug something?
Wait a minute. Keep this in. This is important.
Is this a Texas state song?
Obviously, everybody knows that.
Are you there, JT? Come in, JT. Hello?
He gonna hear that in the post.
Do you need to leave and
Maybe
come back?
He could hear it. Could he hear it? Could he hear it? Ask him if you heard Texas, oh Texas.
Did you hear Texas, oh Texas?
Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
Oh, he just left, and your screen just got huge.
Yeah. I'm curious if he would have known about Texas.
What's really going to be funny is when I forget to edit this portion of the show out. I just release it, and I'm like, whoops. Now the timeline's all thrown off. I don't know where we are.
I know where we are.
Well, I know where we are, but...
The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Come on, where is he?
Fuck if I know. I just sent him the link again.
Bloom is like perfume. Deep in the heart of Texas.
I'm gonna do a little toot.
He needs to get. It's going to be hilarious when if whatever stays in here, then when he hears this back. I know he's not going to see that,
no.
But here's some. You'll probably cut it right towards some. Get some Texas in there.
I'll cut it right when I
need him to hear that music. I need to hear that music.
So fucking good. Wait, is he in the meeting?
His spirit.
Oh, he's not. Wait, he is in here. Ain't got no camera.
We can't hear him. We can't see him. It's like if a JT falls in the woods, does it make a sound?
Does anyone hear it?
Mm-hmm. He would in that case. The tree, and then maybe that's the answer, right?
You turned what off? Well, we stopped. We're waiting on you to rejoin, sir. I lit up a spliff in your honor, waiting for you to return.
Excuse me while I
Can you hear me?
my
Yes, we can hear you. Can you
I
hear
don't know
us?
what the fuck happened. My shit just fucking crashed and just cut everything off. I couldn't even hear you there for a minute.
Oh, well, we were just
my
playing
bad, guys.
the Texas State song.
Reminds me of
All right, I put it out.
deep in the heart of Texas.
All right, you ready?
I don't even know what the fuck I was saying.
I don't either. Your shit just died.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking. We were talking about you were having kids later in life.
Yeah. All right.
Go.
All right. So I think my biggest thing was most people my age they had already experienced everything that I was going through, or that I'm going through now. So different priorities, so they didn't make time for friends, or just life took them in a different direction. Now they have kids that are 18 and 19 years old that just graduated high school. And here I am about 16, 17 years behind the curve. So I think that's part of where I might have kind of got left behind in the family aspect. So I think that's where I started realizing that I'm not going to be able to keep up with the people my age as far as just being in the same mindset, same experiences. So I think I'm no longer equally yoked, as I've said it before.
That's funny. I feel like you should have more friends if they've already had kids and then you have kids. The wives get like baby fever all over again. Want to see the little 2-year-old nugget you got, because they're way past that.
Well, as I said, I'm a jaded asshole. I experienced.
Well, that's you. Your wife probably in that way though.
No, she's getting that way. I'm rubbing off on her. She realizes more and more often that just in a general sense, people suck.
Yeah. I think the internet has ruined me as far as you see so much shit on the internet. You can see so many different personalities, and you can see how they change and they get manipulated, and everybody gets on the political bandwagon. And I honestly think social media has ruined it for a lot of people. I think it allows you to sit back and just kind of, you can observe others, right, without interacting. Like, oh, how's JT doing? Well, I can just go click his fucking profile and see what he's been doing since he's been on Facebook, right? So I think technology has allowed people to become disconnected, both in the form of Facebook. But I think the biggest thing is you can't just, you don't have to pick up a phone anymore and actually talk to anybody. You can just text people. And when back in my band days, I actually wrote I wrote a song. I forget the fucking name of it now. But I actually wrote a song about how nobody talked face to face at that point when I was writing the song. This was years and years to, we had iPhones and shit, but for whatever reason, when we were writing that song, the lyrics that stuck out to me were why people don't talk to face, and how text messages can be misinterpreted, and you can't read body language or tone through a text message. I wrote a huge fucking song about that, and that was like one of my favorite songs that I wrote. Just because I really think technology started this downward trend of being personable and being in front of people, having to talk to them.
Yeah,
I think I found that song. Did you put it online?
That ain't it.
First 10 beers he's had since her goodbye.
10 beers, bro. I'd be passed out.
really?
All right, I wouldn't be passed out, but we'd be doing some dumb shit.
She left him
Holy crap! I didn't even know about
his new truck.
That's not my song.
He don't smoke, but he lights one up. Temporary fix.
Who the fuck is that?
So Rob Schneider.
Is it?
I know it.
Yeah, that's Rob Schneider,
okay.
bro.
Girl, and he holds on tight. He's chasing everything in sight. He'll fall apart when he gets home.
All right. Well, we got to transition.
His worries are gone.
Got his beer
Life
So-
looks good. Billy's got his beer goggles on.
So, Jason, you briefly weighed in, but I feel like you're in a similar boat where your friend pool is definitely not as large as it used to be 5, 10, 15 years ago. Is that an accurate statement?
I don't know. I'm not even friends with you guys.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Hey, wait, what?
Asshole.
Um,
You're just a warm body
I
in a
think
seat for our episode to me. Okay.
I think, I think I related to what was being said there a lot when it was mentioned. If you do have kids, and I think in my group of friends, it's different people's different personalities, but I was essentially the first person, and still like one of the only people in my group of close friends that had children at all.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends have made conscious choices to have vasectomies and not have children.
Yeah.
That's like a thing that's kind of, become a something that people do, which I'm just a wimp at that point. Like, I don't necessarily know if I want more kids, but I fear the
Dude, I get bitched at. we were at a fucking cookout. Our neighbors down the street having a thing, and I don't even remember what we were talking about, but basically two of my neighbors that are about my age and have kids and shit were like, yeah, we got the snip. And my wife just happens to be standing in earshot of us, and she's like, oh, you hear that? Because we don't plan on we don't want any more kids.
Oh yeah,
and
pressure's on.
And I'm like, I don't want to get the snip. I feel like, I know a lot of dads do, but I feel like that's a part of my manhood.
I don't think they want
just
it.
getting turned. Well, yeah. Well, I feel like some do want to, and some are like where I'm at, where they're getting
like my friends want.
They're getting pressured into it, right? But a thing we didn't talk on, not to open fresh wounds, Jason, but did the separation, and JT, you as well, I guess. Did the separation cause issues within your friend pool, and you lost some people that you were pretty chill with?
Surprisingly, yes. In fact, I had two up until right before my wife and I started dating, that were my so-called ride or dies. I'd been knowing these guys 20 years.
Yeah.
We've been through some real shit. One of which, my buddy, he had some health problems, and more often than not, I would be the one that would help nurse him back to health. Start cooking, because he's a big dude. He had some gout, some other health issues. And then whenever my ex and I, we separated, he just kind of fell off the map, had no real desire to reach out to me, not even respond to me.
Was that because his wife was friends with your ex-wife, or?
No, it was because he was friends with my ex-wife. Or with my ex, not my ex-wife, but my ex-girlfriend.
Well, that's awkward.
I was with her for about 4 years, and he grew pretty fond of her, and then after she and I separated, he just stopped dropping lines to me, and he hadn't really acted like he cared. And then I had another friend that
did he start dropping lines with her? Like what's the
no, I wouldn't like that. Like I said,
so why is he gonna throw everybody out? I don't know, like just friends.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I never really.
If he was on a date or something.
No, it ain't like that. I'm the type of guy that's like, man, I'm not going to sit here and beg somebody to be a part of my life, nor do I even.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stoop down low enough to try and find out why. I mean, hey, it is what it is. We're both grown men. I'll move on, and that's what I've done. But yeah, the two of the longest friendships I ever had, they fell off after my ex and we separated.
Dude, I'll tell you a funky story that kind of made me feel shitty. Is one of my good buddies lives down in Florida, and he's like, he played in my first band I ever played in with me after high school, and he's a super cool dude. We always got along, but he ended up moving down to Florida and doing his thing down there because he was studying underwater archaeology and shit like that. So that's where he needed to be. But we kind of like, we've gotten separated over the years and just been pretty distant. He, went through a pretty solid relationship and now he's engaged, if not married. But every time he's in town, he makes sure to include me and say like, hey dude, I like to catch up, which is cool. But I kind of, honestly, I kind of treated him like one of those friends that's just, we kind of drifted apart, and I don't really go out of my way to just casually reach out to him and just do like a buddy check-in like we do on the show and shit. But out of the fucking blue, dude, Father's Day, like 8 a.m, man, he messages me and it's like, hey, happy Father's Day. I hope you have a good day with your son and all that shit. And it kind of made me feel like a giant fucking dick. Cause like that's the kind of, like I feel like I wrote him off and he didn't write me off. I don't know. Does that make sense at all? A little bit. I mean, he keeps up with me, and I just kind of had written him off. And then I get like even my two closest buddies, who are my ride or dies, like neither one of them sent me like a happy Father's Day. A, because one of them doesn't have kids, and B, the other one has 3 kids, so that's a little fucking wild. But it made me feel like a dick for a couple seconds because I was like, dude, like. This guy texted me to say, hey, happy Father's Day. He doesn't have kids. He was just genuinely, dropping a line to me. And it wasn't on Facebook. He sent me a text and stuff, but I felt bad about it.
It's okay to feel bad about, not really trying to put out that effort, but I don't think you should think of it as you were writing off. You got to think time apart kind of makes you reevaluate things. You got different priorities.
Yeah.
And man, myself, I suck at people keeping in contact with people, even those I proactively want to keep in touch with, even some family. Dude, yeah. I suck at keeping up with people.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard, man.
It's easy to get,
and when you have distance involved, and they're not, you're not going to see them locally at functions. They're not coming to your cookouts because distance makes everything like 10 times worse as far as maintaining those friendships with kind of your ride or dies like we were talking about. But I think the big thing is here, what are you teaching your kids, right? Because we touched on that a little bit. Like, are you rubbing off on your kid? Like, is your son's only 2, so I'd be willing to bet no. Your son has no idea that you're a little bit introverted. You're not all about going out and making friends and shit, and you're happy where you are in your little family. But what do you teach them about, making friends, being social, sharing and stuff? I think Jason and I having slightly older kids is probably a little different than you, JT. But before the show, we were talking about it, and you were like, trying to make them friends because A, you don't have a huge friend pool group to pull from that have a bunch of kids, so you can't do a bunch of play dates. But my advice was just ride with it. When we moved into this neighborhood, there were it's an older neighborhood, so I would guess the median age of this neighborhood when we moved in is probably 60, 65 plus years old. And then here we are, I think 6.5, 7 years later. There's all kinds of fucking kids all over the neighborhood. So my advice to a dad that's trying to figure out how to help their kid make friends is A, give it time. Your neighborhood's going to develop and shift and change and grow and things like that. B, with time, your kid's going to start school, right? So that's obviously a large opportunity to make new friends. C, sports. when your kids start sports, they're going to meet other like-minded kids. Hopefully you get along with some parents. You can work some kind of play times out. And then D is just the community, right? Going out and doing local events and getting your family out there and meeting other families that are like-minded, going to similar events is my advice on that piece.
Well, as far as the neighborhood shifting, I live in East Texas, man. Everybody's very spread out, so it's
I don't know what the fuck that means. Your neighbor's like a mile and a half down the street.
Right, my nearest neighbor is like 200 yards from my house. So like, it's
that's
and you know, we live in like a busy little area, little corner of two pretty busy intersection, everything like that. And with you know us doing homeschool and everything like that, I'm gonna have to make the point.
Oh, I forgot you're gonna do homeschool. Yeah.
I have been trying.
That's a whole different animal.
Actually, we could make something out of that because I'm seeing a girl now. You know, dating a girl pretty much exclusively. She wants to do homeschooling with her 5-year-old. And she, you know, it's kind of a moment of, well, I don't know if I want, you know, I'm not going to do that with my kids, but if you want to do that with your kids, it's like a moment of what are we going to do that kind of thing. So there should be
a little bit of conflict there, huh?
Well, personally, I don't see it as a problem. It's just if that's what she wants to do. I personally don't have that luxury with the type of work that I do. I mean, it's just not something that I could even offer my kids.
Well, if things got serious though, and you two end up moving in together, are you're okay with your kids being homeschooled, or that's what I mean by kids, friction?
So it wouldn't be. So the thing is, it wouldn't matter because personally, I'm strongly believe because my ex-wife, my ex-wife,
good point.
My ex-wife would not want that anyway. So it's not like it would be a question. So I don't personally like. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I don't have to make that decision because I'm not in favor of it so much that I would argue and say, no, I want to do it. And I can't offer that. Like as much as there may be a lot of value to it, I can't offer that service to my kids. Right. But I think there's obviously different schools of thought on who should and shouldn't offer that to their kids. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like, really, if you question homeschool and you're kind of like saying, like, you sure you're smart enough to teach your kid to be like a respectable? I mean, I'm not saying that in any way.
I think a lot of people have that thought, dude. I
think it's what it comes down to. Yeah. I mean, but there's a curriculum. I mean, think about it. You passed kindergarten, you passed first grade. I mean, they can certainly give you the material and say, hey, have at it. But you know, it's not as easy as it looks. So we'll see. Be a good case study.
Yeah, I mean, well, from what I've gathered, it definitely takes a certain type of person to be able to homeschool their kids. Patience is one of the biggest things, and I think that's something we all as adults can admit we lack in quite a bit. But ultimately, my view on the homeschooling thing is you can eliminate a lot of the distractions and teach your child more than they would learn in a public school setting. Obviously, as far as the social aspect, I mean, public school is definitely better in some ways, I guess. If you just look, you know, if you're looking at just simply preparing them to be around other kids and possibly make friends, but by homeschooling them, you're also protecting them from a lot of the weird shit, you know. Kids are influenced by weird shit at home, and then they bring it to school and start telling other kids about it, and then it becomes weird. So I've kind of like the idea of being able to
back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool. I got my lunch packed up.
I have started taking Jasper to a little jump park.
I hope I don't get in a fight.
Yeah, Jasper, he made friends with. Well, he was friendly with another little boy in there. They played for a few minutes, which it was cool to see him interact with another strange kid and not try to rip his head off. Or
goddamn alien kids.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm not going to call a kid a stranger, but just
I get it.
A kid that doesn't know. But it was cool.
Did you talk to their parents?
To see him. No.
Well, why the fuck didn't you? That's the problem.
Because they're ladies. Because they're ladies, and my wife was at the gym. I don't make it.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't talk to random people. I don't like random people, and chances are they would like me.
I get it. It's easier for like if your wife had been there to go over and be like, hey, maybe we can schedule another play date here and meet you guys, but you gotta break boundaries. I mean, maybe coaching T-ball has helped me break that boundary. I mean, my wife will be the first person to fucking tell you I am oblivious to when another woman is hitting on me. We almost didn't end up together because I'm so oblivious to the fact that women are hitting on me and flirting with me. But it's dude, if you go into that conversation, just dad to mom of kid your son is playing with, man, you just got to go for it. And that's all you say. And you leave it at that. Give him your fucking wife's phone number and say, hey, my wife can bring him back out here. Like, don't make it awkward.
Just socially interacting with just people that 9 chances out of 10 I wouldn't like. That is all.
But you hit this point. Like, I don't like fucking talking to people I don't know. And it takes me a long time to like, even in T-ball, it takes me a long time to warm up to like parents that come in and are new to the league or new to me and the team, to be able to just have, normal conversation and talk with them and say, hey, what's up and shit. It takes me a while to warm up to that, but I mean, you gotta sacrifice a little, I guess is what I'm getting at. You gotta put JT's comforts and securities of just, making sure your kid's there alive and breathing aside and be more of a little more outgoing JT. That's the answer to your question about, making friends for him.
I was mobile already, but
it's uncomfortable as shit, dude. It's really uncomfortable. I'm not going to deny that.
Every now and then I'll have a drink. And
you could do some toot with him.
I'll do some toot now. I'll do a little toot.
I think they've heard that clip for the past 10 episodes, Jason. It's time for a new clip.
It's a go-to clip. It's called a callback, okay? All right?
But, I mean, that's part of making friends. What the fuck is this?
How to write a country song.
Then you name drop a town or a truck that you never be caught in, cause you're too rich. Then the melody changes here, and you sing about drinking a beer. These redneck Mad Lib songs keep dropping. You just play the same 4 chords in the same damn order just because. And you talk about girls and life and love, and you brag about getting drunk.
It's like that. It's like the. It's explaining how you write the song. Yes,
no, I get it.
Trying to be
I get it, but that's not every country song.
I don't know.
He needs to expand his country repertoire.
And you sing a little bit lower here, so we know the end of the chorus is coming on.
All right, so
hang on this note. That's how you write a country song.
That's a terrible country song. All right, well, no. So we need final thoughts here. We gotta wrap up at some point. So what's your advice to dads out there? You picking up the phone and calling an old friend that maybe you haven't talked to in a while, and Jason, stop looking for shitty sound clips. I tend to look at it like this. There's a reason windshields are bigger than the back glass, because it's easier it's better to look forward. I don't really try. I'm not going to reach out to anybody. But
you're right. I probably should try and make it a point to try and talk to people just for Jasper's sake.
You don't have to be fucking best friends, dude. You don't. That's the thing. You don't have to be best friends, but you know, like some of the kids Emerson plays t-ball with, like their kids are awesome. Emerson loves being around their kids, and it's cool when they want to go to like the trampoline park or some shit, and or when they run into each other at an event. But by no means would I just, you know, invite them over to the house to hang out because their parents are the best fucking people ever. You don't have to go that far, but sometimes just swallowing a little bit of pride, being a little uncomfortable, I think, for your kid's sake will go a long way. You know, you don't have to turn it into, you don't have to pretend to be friends with people. I mean, some people do that. Let's not kid ourselves. They can kind of chameleon and blend in and make everyone think that, you know, everything's awesome and great, but that's not me. I don't think that's you either, JT. But yeah, sometimes you got to swallow your pride and just do. We've been doing it all our lives. We've been doing shit we don't like to do. We've been doing shit that makes us uncomfortable, and that's why we're the human beings we are today. So if you can carve out a little space for shit Dad will do to keep Jasper happy and help him make friends, and you do some awkward shit in there, and I think that'll go a long way.
I've already made a lot of sacrifices and sacrificed.
Yeah, well, having a kid is pretty much sacrificing everything, right? No, I get it. But yeah, sometimes you just got to do awkward shit, man, when you have kids.
This is where the final step in the bottling process happens, where we prepare all the corks for all the bottles of Brunello that you saw earlier. Any questions?
Jason, we need your advice.
Yes?
I've always actually wondered about that. How do you cork the bottles?
Excellent question, Mabella. As you can see, we are soaking all the corks in this room right now. These three guys right here are some of the most talented cork soakers. Say hello, you old cork soakers.
Now, I'm curious. How does one become a cork soaker?
Friendship, man, is tough. I mean, I'm close to my friends to a point, but they don't. You know, it's hard to go to events when there's kids. If there isn't kids and you have the kid, it's hard to expect them to come to a kid's birthday party when they don't have kids. You know, so I think you just gotta eat chips based on what you value and what you need from other people. Because at the end of the day, you go into bed with you. I mean, as much as we're going to bed with our wives, you know, once upon a time for me or whatever, like, you know what I mean? As a dad, you go into bed with you. You go into bed with you. You're waking up with you. Yeah. You're going to die as you. So if you want to figure something out as a dad, figure out how to make you happy, figure out, you know, how to turn that on to your kids. And then, you know, friendship is very important, human interaction, but it's going to change because being a dad changes you. I think that's the point of it.
I agree with that.
All right. Well, that's your advice. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Talking about kids, friendships, all that fun stuff. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Come check out the Facebook group. If you got any questions, you got any advice, post it there. Post a comment on the video. Shit, we don't care. Interact with us. Jason will play some more awesome sound bites for you. Yeah, check us out on Facebook. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you on the next episode.